So there are a couple things that we're going to talk about today setting up the bow hold with your child. So the first thing is that you're going to want to make sure that their arm is really loose, which means that if you, I'm going to set this bow down for a second, if you were to hold their arm, they would release their entire arm weight into your hand. And so it should not feel light as if they're holding it up in the air and using these top muscles to hold it up, but instead it should be relaxed down and heavy in your arm. The second thing that you're going to do is you're going to hold the bow and then grab your child's hand and place the fingers on the front side of the bow. The thumb doesn't have to be placed yet, you just want to have this kind of finger weight on the front so that they can feel these sticky, kind of like suction cup feeling on the front of the frog. Now, as far as finger placement goes, every child's fingers are going to be slightly different because our hands are all different sizes and our bows are different sizes and our fingers are. So the key thing that you want to look for is that second finger, this finger here, is placed on top of this silver piece of the bow. And so if it's resting like this, each other finger can be positioned around it with a natural finger spacing. And what I mean by that is that if you were to hold your hand down at the ground and relax by your side as you're walking, our fingers almost always naturally space about this far apart. If it's like this, we're tensing them, and if it's like this, we're tensing them. So I would say natural finger spacing. Mine is like, what is that? A half an inch or a quarter of an inch apart. And then notice how the fingers fall. My first finger and my fourth finger are going to float a little bit. So the fourth finger is mostly touching the wood but may touch the ebony frog. And then the first finger, I call this my astronaut finger, will be floating in outer space. And I don't know if you can quite see. It's not touching the wood there. The back of the finger, the back of this top knuckle is, but the finger pad is floating in air. Now it's time to place the thumb. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that you're using the inside corner of the thumb and you place it, let me see if I can get a better angle. Right here, you can actually see a worn spot on my bow between the end of the frog and the black leather. And we're gonna bend it slightly so that it's not tense like this and it's not tense like this. So it has a slight bend. And once they set this up, this is a good bow hold. We have our 3 windows in the front. We have space between the thumb and the first finger, which we call our front door. We have space between the fourth finger and this fleshy part of the hand, which we call our back door. And then we have a lovely doorbell. Ding dong. And that's the end. Well done.